Hot damn. Tommy, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, baby? How you doing?
Welcome to LDR Studios and the Bar Podcast. In our new, look at this, in our new studio, right?
This is beautiful.
Clark has done, and the team has done an excellent job in building this.
They have.
I mean,
This is
Clark,
beautiful.
Thank you, man.
You just took a mouthful.
Yeah.
We caught him off guard.
Well, I love that's the way we start this out, man. Oh no,
All right.
that's fantastic.
You
Tommy,
got me.
thanks for what's that, Clark?
You got me good.
Yeah, I know we got you good, man. But that's a good thing, right? The team's here, the new studio's here, you're here.
That's right.
Yeah, man, we appreciate this. This
Is
is
this
awesome.
the first new set episode?
This is the first new set episode.
I'm
So
honored, man.
Clark and
Wow.
LDR, man, have been they've been working hard over the last couple of months, anyways, getting this thing set up and
Yeah.
ready.
And
Right?
the youngest guest.
And the youngest
Oh
guest,
man,
the youngest guest.
Not-
Yeah.
I'm not getting
We
any
got
younger.
we got a lot of firsts here today, Tommy.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, this is cool stuff. And I mean, we haven't known each other all that long.
And
so.
happy birthday.
Thank you.
And we
very
have
much.
birthdays,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's right, man. Birthdays around the house is a good thing, right?
That's right.
So, and yours is
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Tonight
So,
midnight. But I'm celebrating now.
hey,
No,
happy birthday,
Cheers,
happy
y'all.
birthday. That's
Cheers.
right. Hey, for 1999,
Hey,
you
hey,
can
hey.
get one of these too, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday,
Cheers,
dude.
cheers, cheers, cheers. We'll have a little celebratory sip.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Celebratory sip.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening in to the Building a Refuge podcast, otherwise known as the Bar, as we like to call it, right, Eric?
That's right.
And thank you, LDR Studios, Clark and team. You guys are amazing for helping us out and putting this on. We're extremely blessed. We've told this a few times, but we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't out without you guys. So
That's right.
appreciate you guys. As
Yeah.
we have in the past, before we get started, we talk a lot about mental health and mental health awareness and so on and so forth. So if you are struggling out there, or if you need anything, assistance, support, resources, we have those. You can reach out to by texting 494949, texting the word refuge. It's an anonymous text line, so great resource there, as well as the National Suicide Hotline of 988. You can dial that. That's I think a pretty fantastic way of them shortening it in the last few
it's
months.
beautiful.
So yeah, it's a great thing. And you can also text at 838-255 as well. And as we do on all of our shows, we appreciate our veterans. We wouldn't be here in a free country if it wasn't for you all. So, and we know you're struggling as well. And so the Veterans Hotline is 1-800-273-8255. So, really appreciate all of our vets out there. We're very
For sure.
grateful. So, Tommy, as we said, welcome to the Bar Podcast, man. We're grateful to have you on and.
It's a blessing to be
all
here, man.
your great stuff. I'm a little humbled, man. This dude is
It's gonna be cool.
he can light a fire on a guitar, dude. I'm telling you what. If folks out there that are listening have not checked Tommy Baldwin out, man, you got to get out there and check him out. So
Thank you so
pretty
much.
cool stuff. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man. I mean, I know you're from Indy, but
Yeah.
give us a little bit of background.
Well, no,
Yeah.
yeah, no. So, started playing guitar when I was 8. A friend of mine had a guitar in his closet that him and his brother had smashed.
Yeah.
And then rock stars people see shit and they smash it, whatever.
Yeah.
Put it back in the closet. So here comes me, 8 years old, and I find it. And I'm like, what is this? And like half the body's missing on it,
Yeah.
and it's like dangerous. I'm serious. If you would have dropped this on your foot, like playing it,
You'd have been injured.
no, totally. You definitely had to get some stitches. I mean, it was sharp. So it was like can't put your arm down. So I'm
That's
kind of
awesome.
but had 3 strings on it. Half the body's missing on it.
That's not even. It's that's kind of like a bass guitar, but not even quite a bass guitar.
Well, yeah, right, exactly, yeah. And so I mean, this is like the definition of another man's trash is another man's treasure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so back when like Halo was out or whatever, when like the OG Xbox game days
Yeah.
and stuff. So and obviously I'm a huge nerd, so I totally am. And so anyways, we're playing, and I find this guitar, and all of a sudden I just like. Oh, I like this. The moment I picked it up and felt it and hit those 3 strings with all all the shit missing on it, I'm like, okay, let me figure this out. So kind
Yeah.
of started tuning it, and I just fell in love, man.
That's awesome, man. And
Instantly.
how old were you?
8.
Oh my gosh.
And
8
so-
years old. I'm trying to
even know
think
what I was
back what
doing
the
when I
hell I
was
was doing at 8 years old, you know?
G.I. Joe toys.
Pretty
probably.
sure I'm pretty
Something.
sure color TV was just kind of coming in at that point in time. That is great. And so this
Yeah.
was just a buddy, but you're originally here from Indy, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
growing up in Indianapolis?
Yeah,
right on.
Born and raised.
Okay.
Yeah. But so anyway, so it gets to my turn, or whatever, because I only got 2 controllers or whatever, so we're all taking turns, or whatever. So it gets to my turn. I'm like, no, you can skip me on this, man.
Yeah.
I think I've found my
Your jive.
rest of the night
yeah.
right here. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
And so by the end of like literally, I kind of just stopped hanging out with them and just kind of just
started banging away on
seriously, just started trying to figure this thing out, man. And by the end of the night, hey Tommy, your mom and dad are here. I'm like, oh, wait, you can have this back. And so they were like, you can keep it. And I'm like, I can. I can. Are you serious? I can.
Yeah,
And
I can take it home.
They're looking at me like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god. So anyways, I get in the car. Imagine like a little movie scene where Tommy pops the guitar up and jumps in and bloop.
Yeah.
The seatbelt thing, and my dad's looking back and goes, what the fuck is that? And I go, this is my new guitar.
At 8 years old.
At 8 years old,
yeah. That's fantastic.
And he goes, well, cool.
All right.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, buddy.
And so get home, and he gave me, before, going to bed or whatever, he gave me a couple of extra minutes with it.
Yeah.
And he saw how much I love that instrument. And so he got his gears turning, going, okay, all right. So, yeah.
That's awesome,
and,
man.
Fought from there.
And then you've been kind of a little bit of dabbling here and out from there on, right, man? I mean,
man.
I'm not giving you as much. I'm kind of feeding him here a little bit.
I would say dabble.
I figure, yeah.
Yeah, man. And
that's
following Christmas, Santa Claus. I mean, first of all, why did y'all let me believe so damn long in Santa? It's way too long.
Yeah, right.
So
come on, Santa.
Yeah, so that Christmas, Santa brought me my first real guitar or whatever.
Yeah.
And and then once I got it, a couple of months later, something broke on it or something, and my dad goes, "Well, we'll have to take it back to Sam Ashton or something." I look at him and go,
"Oh,
I thought Santa brought it." Like I start crying and shit, man. And I look back now, I'm just going,
like Sam Ash is Santa Claus.
Yeah, right. No,
right?
seriously, yeah. And or no, guitar. Sam Ash. Yeah.
It's funny.
And so it was just kind of a silly thing. But anyway, so got it fixed, and I just kept practicing my ass off on it because it was right when YouTube first came out too.
Okay.
Like 2005, 2006.
Right, I know, right?
That's crazy.
That's why I love this, man, because it's like, I mean, when you think about guests and stuff that you have come on, it's such a perspective, you know what I mean? And so when you kind of fell in love with it, right? I mean, you're like, this is cool. And
well, YouTube was such an amazing tool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For just learning anything.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's goofy ass videos on there, but for me, it was like, I can hear music anytime I want.
Yeah.
No matter what song you know what I mean? And it's just huge, library of everything. So anyways, I learned how to play guitar as far as like bar chords and just things like that. So once I, 1, 2, 3, I'm like, oh, okay. And just so anything I could hear, I would mimic it. And so I play all by ear. I cannot read music to this day still.
You can't?
I cannot read music. No, I'm useless.
Now I don't feel so bad because, I mean, I am a horrible guitar player, and it makes sense now that I can't read music or I can't do anything else, right? I mean, but that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
so like never like I guess formally taught or went through any sort of instruction.
No, not in the beginning. No, not at all.
Wow.
And so what happened when I started playing by ear, my dad and my mom were like, he's like not messing around with this.
Yeah.
Like, he's really into this. Like
this
is
yeah.
Because they could really tell. And so they would take me to Guitar Center after school, and like see new guitars that are coming out. And so when they would take me, I found there was this one guitar, and it looked just like Angus Young's. Epiphone SG, but it looks just like Angus Young's.
And who doesn't love that, man? It's a long way to top to rock and roll,
man.
baby.
Yeah, baby.
It's one of my favorites.
As you say, man. As you saying.
Hell yeah.
And so I would keep practicing, and then so they would take me there to be inspired. And go, if you keep working at this, maybe one day you can achieve this or whatever. I'm like, awesome. Like, watch me,
Yeah.
And so one day I'm playing it, and it was in November of 2006, and they get it down for me because it's like all the way up there, and they gotta get like a ladder and shit. I'm like, I kind of feel bad about this. Like, I kinda,
but you want to play it, man. I mean,
I
like,
really do.
Yeah.
And they're like, can you do it? And they're like, and they kept like, so when I could tell they're like, are you gonna buy it, or are you just this 10-year-old kid?
Yeah. You're just gonna take it for a test drive.
Yeah, something like that. So anyways, they get it down for me, and then I'm playing it or whatever, and all of a sudden they just come up and cut the tag off and walk away, and I go, no. I'm like, no way. Are you serious right now? Like, are you kidding me? And
you're like, this is mine.
Yeah. And they were like, this is your first real, and it was like $800.
Yeah,
I mean, it was like,
cool.
it was amazing, and
cool
I loved this so much.
Oh my god, how long did you play? Like, did you get it home and just play it for like hours?
Every single day. No, seriously.
Well, we could tell. I mean, I've seen you play.
Single day.
Did you sleep with it?
Yeah,
I sure did. No, I did. I really did.
There's no doubt.
I did.
Put a cover over it,
right?
Polish that thing every morning.
It was right next to me, man.
Nice.
And then,
so do you still have that today?
No, I don't. I do not. No, I
Yeah.
really wish I did.
Yeah,
I really wish I did. But then, unfortunately, a month later, 6 days before Christmas, my dad passed away of a heart attack.
Yeah, you were sharing that with me, man.
And I just remember just looking at the guitar, going, "I'm gonna master this for you." You know, I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it, but that's why I love blues music so much.
Yeah.
Because I can relate everything you're saying, but it's about the emotion in the playing, like B.B. King, Albert
Mhm.
King, Freddie King,
Yeah.
and the vibrato and the soul singing and the soul searching and the whole like emotion behind it of blues music. Why we're in pain, but here's this, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
so healing, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like it's the best way in the world spiritually that I've ever healed, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it became the best product of
Yeah.
a shitty situation.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So
Yeah.
I know you and I, we have spent a little bit of time together.
Yeah.
We don't know each other super well, but very blessed to have you as kind
Dude,
of
I
a
love
part
you,
of the
man.
bar team, man, and being what we're doing anyways.
I
And,
love you too, by the way, brother.
and that's right. That's right. Give me a little love over there. He's got a way better beard than I do. Look at you guys both have better beards. Clark, you got a great beard. I need to learn how to grow a beard.
You said gray or great?
Grow a great beard.
They're both
Grow a
real
great
gray.
beard.
Both real gray.
But let me ask you this, because I know we talked a little bit, but both your parents had some musical, kind
Sure.
of influence, talents,
Mhm.
background, and roots like that. So just share a little bit of that with us, in
Yeah.
terms, because I think, look, man, I think, as kids kind of grow up and I have kids, and I think, kind of how they get molded, and Erik does as well, man. I mean, they really do, man. As a kid, you look to your parents, right?
Right.
I know
Yeah.
our kids look to us, and I look to my parents and stuff like that, and losing your dad at such a young age.
Yeah.
Is a
Changed
huge,
everything.
yeah, it's a huge impact, and I think in terms of what we do here at Building a Refuge, that's why we're so excited to have you, man. Because I mean, it's a interesting perspective,
Sure.
you know what I mean, at that
Mhm.
age, and kind of how you dealt with it. And I think music is a super great vehicle to sometimes help to get through things, right?
It'll save somebody's
I
life.
mean,
I'll tell you what.
no doubt. And there is, if anybody's listening out there or they're in this, but I mean, music therapy for mental health, man,
No,
is
it's huge.
fantastic.
It's huge.
Yeah. But share a little bit about your parents, man. I mean, just
Yeah.
just kind of a high level overview.
Sure. So my mom has always been, I mean, since she was 3 or 4 years old, singing,
Yeah.
and she did some like radio, some Disney, excuse me, Disney jingles, radio jingles, as a child, like going
Yeah.
into a studio. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And like walking into like a straight up professional studio here in town. Excuse me. Damn it, Stella. No. But just being like having just dead ass great pitch and can sing and just straight up talent. And
Yeah,
like, what?
yeah.
What is that? Like little like who was it?
Kind of like how we look at you now a little bit,
Oh,
man.
no,
Maybe a little
no,
bit like
no.
that. Yeah. I think it is for sure.
I
Yeah.
think it's like Barbara Streisand when she was a kid, or like one of those kind of like Annie type, cute little actor, and
Yeah.
singer, and amazing. And they grow up to be this mega huge pop star,
Yeah.
or whatever, just star in general, amazing musician or whatever. Like the artist Her.
Uh-huh.
She's amazing. Gabriella Wilson is her real name, but Her is her stage name.
Yeah.
But she's been like amazing since she was like little. So
Yeah.
my mom was kind of the same, same kind of a thing. So, anyways, she's been a huge professional musician since just kind of all her life, really.
Yeah.
And then my dad was a very, very talented songwriter, and he actually wrote a couple songs for a group called Bread, but I don't know if I can really disclose all that kind of stuff. 'Cause
I
we
got
can't lay
you, I
claim
got
on
you.
stuff,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just kinda hot,
Right on.
if you know me, you know me, and
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
whole story. So,
Yep.
but he was 15 when he wrote those songs, and then 16 when he sold them,
Yeah.
and for a good chunk of money a piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but no, yeah. So, but my mom was like a live performer, like a front man, doing the damn thing, for wedding bands or for huge cover bands when she went to IU.
Yeah.
And was just Kenny Aronoff was in her band in college.
Yeah, buddy. Kenny Aronoff is the
Yeah, man, great drummer. I mean, unbelievable. And so he went to IU, and so that's how my mom and him, ended up getting in a band,
Yeah.
and just all these really amazing things, and just being in a wedding band since she was, I mean, God,
Yeah.
18, 19,
I
20
just
or
think
something.
it's really cool, man. I mean, because I think back to kind of, probably back to that, that example or that time when your dad, you got in the car with the guitar and
Yeah.
shit like that, man. Like, if
Yeah.
they didn't have that background, right? And like,
Yeah.
he probably was like, I mean, oh, cool, look at this, man. You got a
Yeah.
guitar. Like, where the hell did you get that at,
Yeah,
right?
no, exactly.
I mean, but all in
out
this,
the dumpsters, what it looked like.
yeah, but even all in the same, man. It's like, okay, cool, man. If you
Yeah.
dig it, man.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you
And
want
he
to,
was all for it.
Yeah.
And he went, well, cool.
But I think it's important, man. I mean, I think even for parents that listen, you know, I mean, again, we talk to a lot of different dads, really, at the end of the day. I mean, that's who we kind of focus
Sure.
on, our guys, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, and you're a dad. You have 3 little ones
I
right
do.
now, right?
And one on the way.
And
One on the way. And I'm still trying to figure out what that keeps happening, man.
God is great,
I
man.
haven't
God is
figured it out.
great,
No,
brother.
amen, brother.
Yeah,
Amen.
right on.
Absolutely, bro.
Clark will sit down and tell you how it happens.
Yeah, that's right.
I love
He's
it.
got to put his director glasses on
That's
though when
right.
he does that.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's cool though, because I think, you know, from an influential perspective, you know, that influence, man, was a huge moment in your life. Because if you had somebody like, you know, a dad or whatever, was like, oh, get that guitar out or take it back where you found it, right? Whole different experience.
No, he was like, he was like, come on,
Sure.
like he was
Yeah.
like, okay,
That was his world. Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Absolutely. That's cool.
And he was a piano player and a guitar player, and you know, he could read music too, and he could chart out and write out
Yeah.
stuff, and you know,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I
So
think,
Tommy, for our listeners, what
Yeah.
what year was that?
December of 2006 is when he died.
2006. Okay.
Yeah, December 19th, 6 days before Christmas, and his funeral was the 23rd
Ah,
of December.
Wow.
And Christmas came, and we're like, screw this. Like,
Yeah.
I want my daddy back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody. And then
yeah.
just
Yeah.
you know, things get weird. And just, you know what I mean? When somebody dies, just people and their emotions, and, you know, everything just kind of happens for a reason. And, you know, and it all works
You're in a
out.
fog, man.
Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, especially you know, because you and I talked about this a little bit, right? But when you have loss like that, like quick, right?
Yeah.
You're in this just like, what the fuck is going on?
Exactly.
Like,
No,
literally every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Talk to us a little, if you're cool with this, talk to us a little bit about like kind of that time for you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I know music was I would probably guess you went back to your guitar.
That's all I did.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean,
So
you
they-
probably went back to that to kind of
Yeah.
just take your mind off things.
So they pulled me out of school, and the teachers knew, and I was excited because it was like, you get to go home. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Like, I remember being in the best mood. We're like, oh wow, really cool.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it was Mr. Benson. They walked me out, and he had this like look on his face like, I want to tell you so bad, but I can't.
Yeah.
And it was so sad because he was like, you know, him and I kind of not butted heads, but I don't know. He was actually also in the Air Force.
Okay. Yeah.
So he didn't play no shit.
Yeah.
With,
Right.
with some badass little kids, he didn't play anything.
That's right. He
was
demanded order.
Like, oh, but you know what? I respect that. I love that about him because he taught me discipline and, you know,
Yeah.
core values, man.
Yeah.
That, you know, that I live by to this day still.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I pulled out of school. I got a super long break, you know what I mean? And so anyways, I went home and well, no, I went straight to the hospital.
Yeah.
And all my whole family was there, and I walk into the heart thing, whatever, and my aunt and uncle had picked me up. And so I walk in, and everybody's like just, you know,
Yeah.
sobbing wet.
Yeah.
And walk in and say, hey, daddy died. And I kind of sat there and
Yeah,
went,
man.
huh? I kind of
Yeah.
didn't get it. And like, I went and saw him, looked at him. I'm like, this, like, really? And like, his arm felt like a rock. I mean, just literally felt like a stone.
Yeah.
And all these just core memories of this crazy shit that happened. And so anyway, so after that night, I literally looked at this guitar. I grabbed it out of the case. I looked at it and said, I am going to master this. Every note on this thing, I'm going to fucking master this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this for you, for music, for everything. And
Yeah.
I'm going to pour my heart into this.
Yeah.
And so during that great time of like December, January, you know, I went back to school in January or February or whatever.
So what grade were you in?
I was in 5th grade, man.
Man.
Okay. Yeah.
And it felt weird because like I got back to school and like everybody had found out or whatever.
Yeah.
And I walk in and everybody kind of just like looks at me and they're like, "We're so sorry." And like
Yeah.
I just didn't know what to do with it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? It ended up being a great community of peers and people who like, in a good way. I will say this because the hell. Oh, sorry. Uh-oh. Are you coming? Are you now? Is it now? No.
Right now, man. Here it goes.
Bam! Jesus come back right in the middle
Yeah.
of the podcast.
Clark, take care of that.
But yeah, man. It ended up like I'm so grateful because like, look, I wouldn't change anything for the world because
Yeah. Right on.
I found God through the loss of my dad. I
Yeah.
found great people, family, friends. You know, as a young kid and like learning a straight up hard ass lesson in life.
Yeah, yeah.
Super young.
Yeah.
And it changes you forever. And it's been in the best way I could have ever imagined it, you know, and I wouldn't change anything in the world.
Right.
You know, as much as I miss my dad, it's like, I know where I'm going now, and it's
Yeah.
like, you know, that's what I believe, and
Right.
I have seen him. I saw him after he died.
Yeah, I know. So this is a pretty cool story, man. I've heard
Yeah.
this before, but I don't know if Eric's heard it. We're
I
kind of
haven't.
and this is what I love about this show, man, because it's just the organicness of it.
Yeah.
But you mentioned kind of finding God and so on,
Yeah.
and really, you know, it's like
Absolutely.
it's a different experience, like you and I've talked about, and Eric gets this too, man. We're both Christ followers, and
Yeah.
but it doesn't take away from, you know, the shit that we go through day to day, and
Exactly.
and like even what we're doing here, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
what we always tell people on the shows, like, hey, look, man, you know, we know your life is your life. It's your own, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's your
exactly.
own thing, and
Yeah.
and we never just. But man, I tell you what, I don't know. I mean, it's a change, man. If you let them into your heart, it's a
Seriously.
different world.
It
So
is.
yeah, share a little bit of that experience if you would.
So my mom and I are out to dinner with
And this is like how long afterward? Like
this is a
six-
couple months.
okay.
after.
Yeah.
So February of 2007 now.
Yeah.
So that 2007 era, which is I found music and God, and it just everything that happened at once in that year. And
Yeah.
2007 is one of the best years of my life, and so also one of the worst. But
Right.
yeah, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
total sides of both sides of it. But so we're at a place called Marco's Steakhouse at 52nd
yeah.
and Keystone, which is no longer
I
there.
know.
now.
I know
They-
that
they-
was. Yeah.
They had cheap meat night or whatever.
Yeah.
They on a Tuesday or Wednesday or
Yep.
something like that. And so I'm just sitting. So we're sitting by the window. Okay, so I'm by the window. My mom's here, and then Larry and Linda, we're great friends and family, great family friends. And so they're talking about whatever, and I'm just sitting here grieving. Like all I can think is I just want my dad.
You're like
back.
10,
I
right?
just-
Maybe
yeah.
11. Yeah, 10.
I'm about to be 11. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so I look out the window. I'm just thinking, and I swear to God, here's an orange raised dumpster, and here's like a picket fence behind it. And my dad is standing next to this orange raised dumpster, wearing a white sport coat, a beige vest, khaki pants, and he's iridescent. So I can see him. I can see what he's wearing, but I can see the fence behind him through him, literally. And when I made eye contact with him, you know how people say your third eye?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
That saying,
Yeah, yeah.
chakra, whatever, spirit. It's a spiritual thing. And so when I made eye contact with him, I felt this, psh, and I felt like all of a sudden it was like bam, and I felt like I had on headphones. And I looked at my dad, and he said, "I am so sorry I cannot be there for you. Take care of your mother, and do not ever stop playing your music."
Mhm.
I jumped the fuck up and went, no way,
Yeah.
because I wanted to go see him, and like because I missed him, and
Well, of
wanted to
course.
give him a huge
Yeah,
hug, and
yeah.
it's like a movie where you obviously you go out and he's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here crying, and I walk back, and my mom was like, "What is wrong, or what the heck is happening?"
Yeah.
And I just saw Dad. I swear to God, he was there. He was standing right there. He said this to me. I felt it here. I mean, it was. I don't know. It was so real.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
so real, you guys.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "You just had your first real experience with God, and you know, heaven, and where where will you go when you die?" Practically.
Yeah.
And I went, "Okay, heaven's real, music's real, Dad's real, he's still alive." And it was like the most comforting thing in the world. It was
Sure.
the most comforting thing ever.
Dude, I want to meet his mom, and here's the reason why.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
because she could have taken that a different direction.
Yeah.
She could have. Are you sure you saw him? Right?
Yeah.
No, she
yeah.
She's like,
she
"No, that's-
believed. Yeah.
That's awesome. man.
Yeah, man.
That's huge. So far, you've told me two things where things could have gone a completely different direction. You could have, when your dad passed, you could have taken that guitar and threw it in the trash can.
Totally.
yeah.
Your life would have been completely different.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
And your ma could have gone a completely different direction with
Yeah.
that conversation. That's so beautiful.
Right?
man. That's so
I mean,
cool.
it.
I want to
yeah.
meet your mom.
That's right. We
She is
so
my
give her a
rock.
hug.
She
yeah,
is
we
my
got
rock.
we got to
Yeah.
get her out here one of these days, man, so we can meet her for sure. Yeah,
That's
I mean,
awesome.
it's crazy because we hear stories like this, and that's what building a refuge is one story at a time, right?
Yeah.
And as we kind of talked, the other day when we kind of met and had coffee and whatever, I mean, man, these stories, man, they're just nuts. You
powerful.
know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like we said, we don't, everybody's story is individual to them, right?
Yeah.
And
What's their
it's
experience?
yeah, and to Eric's point, man, I mean, if things go just a little bit slightly different one way or the other, right?
Yeah.
Then the whole paradigm
1
shifts.
degree. Like
Right.
1 degree.
Yeah.
And over time, how far away it separates.
But I think what's cool is, Tommy, now we don't make any, like, I want to make this show serious, right? We kind of laugh and joke about, you're much younger than us, right? But in all, what I think is freaking awesome, man, is that you experienced this, and you like when you saw it, you probably were like, "What the fuck?" And then
totally.
and then you were like, "What?" And then it like it hit you, right? And then you were like, "I'm grabbing onto this,"
Oh, and yeah,
you know,
full
and
on.
yeah,
I'm diving in straight
right.
up. I'm not even gonna think twice about it.
But I think
you
it's
know?
really cool, you know, that you share this because, you know, other guys, because look, you're a dad, man, and
Yeah.
I've seen you around your kids,
And
and
I get it,
he's an
man.
awesome dad, dude. Like,
Thank you
he's
so
yeah,
much,
man,
bro.
he
Thank you
lets
so
them
much.
climb on him and dance, and man, he's up just
When
ripping.
I'm playing,
Oh man, dude, he's ripping the guitar behind his head, and his little son's just grooving with
and I
it.
crouch down right in front of him.
Yeah,
play it to him, you know?
yeah.
That's awesome.
So I mean, but like that, those two things, man, could have completely changed
That's
you.
right.
And what's done is, and this is why God is so amazing, right? Our faith is so amazing. Is like seeing you do that with your own kids, dude. It's humbling. It really is, and I think it's cool for other younger men to hear that, right? That have gone through like just any crazy shit in their
loss,
life,
trauma,
right? Anything, man.
crisis.
Like, you know, we've had veterans on here, man. They've been through crazy shit. Young men,
Sure.
young women
Yeah.
too, as
Yeah.
well. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't want to just say young men, but we focus kind of that way. But
Yeah.
and you're a better husband to your wife.
Yeah.
You know,
For it
I
all,
mean
exactly.
that whole experience, and that's why it's cool, man, that we can kind of jump in and talk through a lot of this stuff because we don't get the opportunity all the time. It's not like you can just pluck people off the street and be like, hey, come on in and do this.
Details.
Yeah,
Details
yeah.
are important.
And you're courageous and humble and vulnerable enough to do it. You know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah.
If it can help anybody in any way, shape, or form, I'll say it over and over and over and over and over. I mean, it doesn't bother me because it's like I said. I always say everybody's life experiences are for somebody else. It's not about you. This life is not about us, even though we go through it, but it's about the next person. I always have said that.
Amen, man. Yeah. I mean, even here at Building a Refuge, I think we've been humbled by that a few times. You know, Eric and I,
so.
man, have, you know, we have, and just for all of our listeners, we do monthly meetings and we're very gracious, or we're very blessed. That Harley Davidson of Indianapolis, super great business. They let us host our meetings there every month. They're like, come on in, use our space, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
All of the staff and everybody are super cool. They come in and out.
Those are great people.
But I'll be honest, man, we've gotten there before and we've been like, oh shit, man, you know, like, are we gonna get 10 people? Are we gonna get 5 people?
Yeah,
Because you never know,
You know,
right?
yeah, true.
And so we just think like, hey, man, what are we gonna do if like we get one person? And at the end of the day, one person, screw it, man. Like, we're happy. We're grateful if one person comes. Like, we've had instances where people have come in before and we'll be just hanging out talking or whatever. And they'll be in shopping or whatever at the dealership.
Sure.
And they're like, holy crap, man, you guys can't stop doing this. You guys got to keep doing this, man. Don't quit.
Yeah.
And it just is humbling. I mean, Clark, even you, man, I mean, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't, you know, for you coming out and sharing your personal story, brother. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
That's right.
right?
And
right.
and I wouldn't have gone if our buddy Gavin didn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
That's right.
yeah. I mean, Gavin is been such a great. You mean, you know, Gavin good,
I
man,
love Gavin
super
to death,
fucking awesome artist, dude.
Unbelievable talent.
Yeah, I mean,
Unbelievable
and a
talent.
super fun guy and a veteran, and
Yeah.
we're grateful for him. But I mean, this is what this is. It just
It's a love
it
fest, man.
networks.
Yeah.
Right. It
Exactly.
networks and
It's a community. It really is.
It is a crazy story, man. Like,
Well,
it is,
I'm intrigued because I like you're only 11 years old at this point.
Yes. Yeah.
Where you've gotten to.
Yeah.
I want to hear the rest.
So
Like, I want like I'm really like.
Oh, yeah.
This is kind of knocking my socks off just because of just that one story. Because we you know, you don't really know my story too well, but I had kind of a similar scenario where somebody, you know, God came into my life. And a person came into my life through God.
Yeah.
And your mom was that person to you. And that's just,
yeah.
that's so freaking cool.
I
man.
know.
And the fact that you guys like, there's a lot of correlations there. You know, my dad and I shared sports, you know, and you and your dad and your mom shared that music scenario. And it's just so beautiful. And I'm really intrigued to hear like 11 forward. So how was junior high? How was high school? How was that transition, you know, not having your pops there? You
it
know?
was very hard because, well, I mean, it wasn't very hard. I just missed them all the time, you know what I mean,
Sure.
as anybody would in the grieving process. So, okay. So check this out. So 2007, right? I was super heavy. And like I said, when YouTube first came out. So my first favorite band of all time was Green Day.
Yeah, right on. Yeah.
Now I look back and go, "Are you
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
Hey, you guys,
we're going up to the 120, man, this summer in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and
still,
checking
though, I
out
mean,
Green
but-
Day,
but-
man. Hell yeah.
But it was that it was that during of like the early 2000s, like emo phase and shit. You
Yeah.
know, everybody's like, whatever. But
Yeah.
so I ended up growing my hair out. I have very, very, very curly hair, so I grew a mohawk,
Sweet.
Okay.
and everybody would
Yeah.
call me what would it say? I love your frohawk, because it was like an afro, but it was a freaking thing. So I would take my mom's flat iron and put this
Oh, that's
horrible gel,
Nice.
and I would put it in. It would be horrible, and I would flat iron it, and it would be like it would sound like bacon cooking. No, it was like.
I'm sure there's a picture somewhere.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God,
Gotta get
man.
one.
Dude.
Yeah.
No, it was this high at one point.
That's
See,
awesome.
you know what, dudes? Like, I like him because he rocks hair, man. Hair is
Oh, my God.
hair is an identifier.
One of these days, we'll get a picture
Yeah.
of Tommy and Brandon. Brandon has this sweet high school picture.
Yeah.
Of flock of seagulls. Like, look.
I love
like
it.
This
I love
Depeche,
it. I
Depeche
love it.
Mode. All yeah.
Kind of-
1988,
flip.
2008.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, no, exactly right,
yeah.
right. And I love that, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't
I
know
believe
that.
it was a mullet, right?
Oh man, it was flock of seagulls mullet.
I'm not 100% sure you can define it. Whatever
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful.
Yeah,
So-
we'll give it
get it
a
up there.
visual one of these days.
We'll get
Oh
it
yeah.
up
man, you cue the screen. There goes.
Yeah, right. Boom. Oh yeah, it'll be there one day.
That's
That's
awesome.
Right. That's right.
But yeah, so anyway, so I was, and I had that red black, AC/DC type guitar.
Yeah.
So it was very heavy rock looking. So I was into like Linkin Park, Green
Oh
Day,
yeah, lovely.
Metallica, Atreyu, Incubus, all those really heavy rock bands.
Yeah.
So then one day, and my first concert I ever went to, if I can say it, was Linkin Park with
Oh, nice.
and Muse opened
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And-
That's nice.
And then sort of other bunch of bands. Oh, Chris Cornell was on the
Yeah.
bill too.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God! So it was Muse, Chris Cornell, and Linkin Park.
Oh my
I
gosh.
sat there the whole. I didn't get up. I didn't pee. I didn't drink anything. I didn't do anything. No, I sat there
Just in
and
awe. huh?
and
God, I love that.
I went and after that concert, I go. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, and you do it, man. Ain't no
Thank you so
look, dude, there's
much,
no
man.
shit you do it. There
Thank you
is
so-
like I
Thank you.
mean,
Awesome.
yeah.
y'all listening, just go check him
Oh
out.
man.
So
Yeah.
what? How old were you then?
That was 2007. So I was 11. No. So no,
Six.
no, yeah, no. I was 11, going on 12, and no, what the hell? So in middle school, I'm sorry.
No,
This
it's
must have
good.
been 2008. I don't even know, but I was 13 years
Yeah.
old when I went.
Yeah.
I got you.
And
Okay.
so, anyway, so I, like I said, I was really into heavy rock and stuff. So then one day, so after the concert, I'm like, I'm gonna do this. So then one day, I'm on YouTube, and I find Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I heard this man play, and I sat there and played. It was Voodoo Child live at El Macambo, and I played that song over and over and over, and I kept going. That's how I want to play guitar,
Oh man.
and that's why. So when I first found out the blues,
Yeah.
my neighbor across the street, Pete Bergman, I love you, Pete Nancy. He gave me a bunch because I was showing him that I played guitar or whatever. He's like, "Oh no, like you're really good, man.
Yeah.
Check out." And he gave me a Peter Frampton CD, an Eric Clapton CD,
Yeah.
and a bunch of stuff. And this is before Stevie Ray Vaughan. And so I was like, oh, "Okay, no, this is cool. Like I like this music. Like I'm down." And then so I kind of went down the rabbit hole on YouTube, and so like mutual artists, the algorithm
it'll just
brings
kinda
up
pop up,
kind of
yeah.
hey, you might like Jimi Hendrix, you might
Right.
like whatever. So anyways, it went from Peter Frampton to Stevie Ray Vaughan. I will never forget the first time I ever heard the live version of Voodoo Child by
Oof.
Stevie Ray Vaughan live at El Macambo, and I went, that's how I'm gonna play it. So I learned that song that night. I
It's
did.
amazing to me, man.
No,
like I
seriously.
just think it's so
Dun, dun, dun,
freaking
That's
cool.
crazy.
Yeah.
I gave up power chords. I gave up the heavy rock thing. Bye Mohawk. Whoop.
Yeah,
Bye
yeah,
Mohawk.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it was just like,
Yeah.
man, in this moment I knew like blues was the way to go. And then I went, well, plus also my mom is a smooth jazz kind of artist, but she could do anything, but primarily she
I was a jazz
That's
DJ,
what I'm saying,
right?
yeah. I've always known about Sade, Al Green, George Benson,
Yeah,
all
dude,
those
this is
guys.
gr- we can't wait to meet your mom, man.
Oh,
this is gonna
man,
be money.
She's
It's
so
gonna be money.
badass,
Yeah.
man. And so anyway, so when the whole blues jazz correlation happened, and like I had always known about the music,
Yeah.
but when I finally went, oh,
Yeah.
this this chord is that chord on this song, and all of a sudden everything just connected. I'm going, oh my God, blues is jazz, and vice versa. And it's kind
and this is all by sound,
this is all by ear. Yes,
you're not looking at sheet music.
And by the way, he's 13.
That blows me away.
Kidding me?
13, 14 feet. Yeah, and so then my mom said, okay, so since you're getting into this, if you learn all of our music, she was in a wedding band called Double Exposure, which has been Indy's top huge, one of Indy's biggest wedding bands since 1980. And they were like, well, if you learn all of our music, 3 hours, 4 hours worth of music.
Yeah. Because they probably had a set list that they played or fluctuated with. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, I will watch. And so when 14 years old, I became a professional musician.
Oh man!
And
you played with your mom
when I was 14 years old, and in a
That's
like
awesome.
8 to 12 like horn section. Like this is like a band, and two guitar players and a bass player and
organ player.
Yeah, well, Bernie Hirsch is on keys, and I love her, and he gave me the chance because that was also my mom's first husband as well.
Okay.
And then they got divorced, but ended up being in a band because they were great friends. They still are to this day, and it's beautiful. And I love everybody in that group. And so they gave me my first real shot, and so we played the Potentate Ball at the Murat one time. And it was like packed. And I'm over like I walk out my little skinny ass 14-year-old self with this guitar and just now cut off mohawk or whatever and just I don't know awkward hair stage in my life.
It's great.
Walk out and start playing guitar. I'm like, I want to do this with my own music.
Yeah,
I want to start writing my own song. Because I'm like, this is so exhilarating and fun and exciting. And I'm going, I can get paid to do this. Are you serious?
Yeah, yeah.
And so when I was 15, so I'm in high school now. Or no. Yeah, 15 years old. I'm in high school now. Yeah, and met my drummer. Well, first of all, Scott Wente, Ryan McMahon are the OG back in the day, and also Marcus Handy. So W.C. Handy, by the way, wrote he was the first African American that wrote the Delta Blues and had charted out, and like he's like very well known. Delta Blues.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, his great grandson Marcus Handy went to North Central High School. And,
Get out of here!
It was my piano player.
No shit.
Yeah. And
that's crazy.
And he's an amazing savant piano player for a bunch of churches.
He's mentioned in Memphis Blues.
Yeah, man. If you do any like reading history, listening, of like the Delta Blues, Memphis, like that, man, it's a whole
it's cool
wide,
stuff.
So his great grandson was my piano player.
Dude, that's crazy.
And I couldn't even believe it because I music history, and my mom and everybody that I knew was like, if you're gonna know blues, if you're gonna know jazz, here's where it all kind of came from.
Yeah.
And so I guess that was my homework. Outside of homework, because I never really did homework. I'm sorry, but I just didn't care.
Yeah.
I did because I'm like, dude, I'm gonna go home and practice my guitar, and I would play for 8 hours a day. I'd practice 8 hours a day. I swear to God.
Wow.
I'd get home at 4 o'clock or 4:30, and I'd stay up till like 1 in the morning,
just playing,
practicing, finding new music, listening, learning. Finding
did you do like just a lot? Did you do a lot of stuff? Like, did you play a lot with headphones on, or were you plugged in?
I blasted.
You did,
shit.
yeah, right on.
And
good for you.
All of our neighbors could hear us, but they were okay with it because they had learned.
Oh, it was probably good.
What was wrong, or what had happened, and where we just came from.
Yeah, of
course. We had a house, and we had to get rid of the house, and which is a whole different story. But so we went to this apartment in at 86 and Ditch Road called Canterbury, and they were made out of brick.
Mm-hmm.
So they were very good insulated sound-wise. So you really couldn't hear other than out my window.
Yeah.
But that's how I met my neighbor Pete, because he gave me practicing playing guitar.
Yeah,
and he would
right
up in his window when he'd be working. He would just listen to me practice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he was like, okay, and he kept getting CDs and giving them to me, going, "It sounds like you're kind of going down this road, or it sounds like you're going down this road, or check this guy out."
So
you know
cool.
what I mean? And so
yeah.
So what age did you melt your first face?
Oh man,
I love it, man.
He's gonna be too humble to answer that question.
Dude, that's a great Clark. That is a great question. That's a great question.
15.
That's fantastic.
So I got 14 or 15. I got Marcus Handy, Scott Wente, Ryan McMahon, and we did a show at the Emerson Theater.
Yeah, man.
And this is when the Emerson was like shit.
Yeah,
this is before the renovation stuff. So we walk into this venue. There's like a wall about to like
paint, like ripping off the shit.
It's disgusting. And so we get on stage, and so Marcus Handy has this motif, a Yamaha motif.
Okay.
A Yamaha motif weighs more than I do right now. No, I'm serious. This damn thing is huge, and it's an 88 keyboard, and he pulls up, and it takes like 3 people to pick this damn thing up. I'm like, whoa!
Yeah.
He ain't playing. So we start to get on the stage, and the stage manager's like, wait.
Yeah.
You can't stand over there. And we're like, what do we do? He's like, no, it's not you. You'll fall through the stage. No, seriously. And you could see where there's like a little hole start to go through, but he put his foot on it and the wood goes.
Oh shit.
And it was like, if you jump up and down, you will fall through the stage. And I'm like, why wouldn't you like rope that off or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just really weird. But
Yeah.
I just thought it was hilarious. So anyways, we ended up doing a great show and brought people from school from it. And everybody was like, he's like, dude, a friend of mine was like, man, he's like, that was really cool. Like, like he was like, are you gonna keep doing this? Can we come to more?
Yeah, you're like, hell
this?
yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it.
And then so I went and formed another band because they were. So I was like I was a freshman in high school. They were all seniors and shit. And but when I played, they were like, we're in. You know what I mean? Not to sound like that, but it just.
I get it.
It was cool, and I forget how we actually. Oh no, we were in band or not band, but oh my God, choir.
Yeah.
It was choir. Because they wanted to do it was fucking cool.
Dude, I love this, man.
But man,
so great.
Oh God.
So Tommy, you were
built a band.
playing guitar and singing in that band.
You
were lead singer.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So I write primarily original music, and I did like a demo on GarageBand and just gave it to everybody and was like, hey, could you learn this? And so I didn't give me sheet music. They learned it by ear. And so that I met the band through being in choir with them.
Yeah.
And then the teacher was like, well, why don't you guys play the band during the choir too? So we made a band around the choir too.
Oh yeah,
for whatever we're doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're in it.
I didn't have to sing.
Yeah. But I mean, you're in it, and you
dressed
got
up in a tuxedo and shit. Oh, thank you, you know what I mean? I was going, hell no, I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah.
No, but anyways, so after that year. They graduated and went on in college and did their own thing. And so I met a couple other people, Jeremy and then Galileo. So Galileo Asher is also a bass player as well. I love his name, Galileo.
Yeah, it's
badass.
a beautiful name, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And then Elijah Pollard, I'd met him through a mutual friend. Amazing drummer. Amazing drummer.
That's awesome.
And so we formed our second trio. I'd formed our second trio with Jeremy and Elijah first, and then Jeremy was in other stuff as well. So Galileo tried and played and still killed it. So we would perform just locally around here in Carmel. We did the Slippery Noodle Jams on Wednesday nights.
Right on.
Under 21, they were like, okay, once you get on the stage, play. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, get out.
Good buddy of mine just bought that place, man. Jason Amonette. Call out to him, man. He's a super great guy from Speedway.
Yeah.
Slippery Noodle was a fantastic place, man.
And so word kind of just through friends and my mom's and kind of just people around the local music community just started talking, going, hey, there's this young kid blues player that go check him out and bring him up on stage or whatever. So I always bring my guitar anywhere I went. And they'd get me up, and we'd do like a Red House, Jimi Hendrix Blues Jam. We were doing Voodoo Child.
Yeah.
And when I would do Voodoo Child, I would always go behind my head, man, just because Stevie did it, Kenny Wayne Shepherd does it, Jimi Hendrix did it. You know what I mean? And I just want.
How long did it take you to learn how to do that? Like play it behind your head like that?
Oh, instantly. I mean, all you do. No, it's easy.
He just says it's just easy.
No,
it's
easy. It is. It really.
Clark,
it's just a gimmick.
Can you play it behind your head? Can you play that?
You know.
It's that easy. As stupid as this sounds, all you do is
play it behind your head. It's that easy.
Yeah, I mean, you just put it back there and start ripping.
No, I mean, you just put it behind your head. As long as you have your placement, so like there's like different modes of scales and stuff.
Yeah.
And once you memorize it, like once you know where your fingers are at, you just hold it there, and then you just try to move it and make it make sense and make it sound good. And
I love it.
It's just a gimmick.
It's the difference between talented musicians and like non-talented musicians.
No.
Well,
because
that's 8 hours a day when he's 11 years old.
Yeah.
But
I also did practice in my room. As far as
I
looked like an idiot. My mom would walk in, hey, dinner's ready. And I'd be like, it's not what it's not.
You know what I'm
like.
doing, Mom. You know.
Yeah, Mom knows what's
better
going on.
Better than anything else going on,
right? Mom knows what's going on.
A 15-year-old kid alone in his bedroom with a computer.
You're not watching Shark Week.
I'm glad she walked in with the guitar behind my head. Nothing on.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, but so anyway, so I started playing around town just with my own band and writing songs, and it's just kind of blown and grown up, and I've always kind of told my story, and as far as about the reason why I play blues, etc. And
but you like shortly after that, like when you like towards your end of high school and so on, man, you had a pretty amazing opportunity to go out to California. And
well, I went there, and God showed up. So, do you guys know what the NAMM show is by any chance?
NAMM show.
Yeah, NAMM. So the NAMM show stands for National Associations of Music and Marketing.
Okay. I see the team over there. They're shaking their head yes, which makes sense to me that these guys know what it is. Yeah.
And so I went to the NAMM show. So I graduated in 2014 high school. Fucking barely.
Me too, bro.
No,
Eric,
no, barely. I mean,
you had one of those experiences. I mean, I did too. Look, I think I had a 1.8 or 1.9. So I mean, listen, D's get degrees, man.
That's right.
I had a D- on everything, man. Just because I don't know, man.
You knew what you were doing.
I would focus in class, but once school was over, that's over there. Don't give me some shit. What fucking project? I don't care. You know what I mean?
I don't want to take a test.
No, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just feel like they just North Central. I love you, but you all do too much.
Yeah.
But well, it's not North. It's just whatever curriculum they're all buying and feeding to us. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So graduate high school barely, and I go to Ivy Tech for like 10 minutes. And
I can't wait till my son Austin meets Tommy, man. He's gonna freaking love you, dude.
And I had a scholarship and everything, and I said, I'm just not gonna do this.
Yeah.
There was no music, anything. It was like photography, so I tried to get into photography. I was like, look, I don't care. I just
it's like jamming a square into a hole.
No,
Yeah,
seriously,
like, this
man.
ain't gonna work.
I just kind of. But so I was like, you know what? Let's go to the NAMM show. A friend of mine, Craig Gigax, God bless Craig Gigax, I love this man. He's like, hey, if you want to go, I've got a badge for you.
Yeah.
If you can find a way to get there and go to Anaheim, California.
Oh yeah, right on.
Then go for it.
Yeah.
So my buddy and I, John Sless. So John Sless is a much older guy. He heard me at the Slippery Noodle Jam.
Okay.
And was like, you could make it. You're that damn.
Yeah, you
good.
need to be out of here,
You
man.
yeah. And so he was like, all right, let's go to NAMM. And I saved up money. I go, I'll pay half. And whatever. He's like, sounds great.
And you were 18, right? Is that the time?
Yeah, 20, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, 18 years old, yep. And so January of 2015, go to the NAMM show, and it's Wednesday, Thursday. Well, Wednesday is not really open, but it's like Wednesday. You can go there, and everything's open. The convention center's open or whatever, so you can kind of walk around and mingle with people, right?
Yeah.
And so so we stayed the night that Wednesday night. Then Thursday, so there's an app on your phone. So my favorite guitar player is Eric Gales.
Okay.
Eric Gales is a phenomenal guitar player. He's Carlos Santana is practically like godson.
Okay.
Because Eric Gales was huge in the 90s, but he was on Arsenio Hall, et cetera. But Carlos Santana heard him. It was like, you need to come up. So he got to play at like Woodstock with him in the 90s, and so it was amazing.
Yeah.
And so Carlos kind of took him under his wing, and so et cetera. But Eric's always been unbelievably, amazing. So there's a band called PGP, which is Eric Gales, Thomas Pridgeon, amazing drummer, who was Elijah's favorite drummer at the time, who's my drummer.
Okay.
And then Doug Pinnick. And Doug Pinnick is a bass player and also singer.
Okay.
From a band called King's X.
Yeah, I know them very well, yeah.
I had never heard of them. I had no idea. I just knew PGP. So on my phone, on my app, Toma Fujita, who was John Mayer's guitar instructor at Berkeley, and Eric Gales were going to do like a jam at the Eminent Speaker booth.
Yeah.
So I get there like an hour early. The first person, I'm like, I'm not gonna miss this.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be in the nosebleed section.
Right.
Fuck it, I'll stand here for an hour, whatever it takes, man. And so Toma's sitting there. And so, anyways, the time comes. Toma's sitting there waiting to play, and Eric's running late. And so all of a sudden, I see this guitar like bobbling through everybody, going, "Hey man, excuse me, man, sorry, kind of, part the ways." And so he comes up. They jam. It's amazing. It's just unbelievable. I'm like, damn, and I'm sitting here from like us two.
Yeah.
So they get done playing, and he's like, "All right, man, we're gonna be back there selling CDs. Come hang, come say hey, whatever." And I go, "Oh no," because I came the first person in line to the last. I went, "Oh,
son of a
hell!" I know.
Yeah.
But when I turned around, right behind me is Doug Pinnick.
Oh, okay, right on.
That's the bass player for PGP
Yeah.
and singer. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna, go
Go
say
say
hi.
hello.
Go
Yeah.
say hey, and because I didn't
Good
want to
for
sit there
you.
and wait for forever,
Yeah.
and kind of I didn't want to bother him. I didn't want to be the
Yeah.
last person to, because this dude's got a million things going on. I'm
Mhm.
respectful. So, anyways, long story short, sorry if I'm babbling, by the way.
No, man, it's great.
So, I walk up to Doug and I go, hey man, I just want to say, I love the way you play bass, because he plays really low. He's super tall. His bass
Yeah.
is super low. And it just looks badass, man. It's just rock star shit.
Yeah. Kind of like Duff McKagan, right? That
Yeah,
dude,
man, yeah.
he plays it
Same.
down by his knees,
Yeah. And funny you said that. Don't let me forget that. But
I'll keep it.
Yeah. So walk up to Doug and go, hey man, I love the way you play bass and sing, etc. He's like, so what are you doing here? I go, well, I'm a blues guitar player. I lost my dad when I was 10, etc. I kind of told him a real quick, story
Yeah.
of it. And I was in line to meet Erik, but I don't want to bother him or whatever like that. I'll just kind of walk away and just it was great to see him or whatever. And he goes, fuck this line. I'm in a band with him. And he grabbed my hand, marched through the line. It was like, Erik! And he's in the middle of signing an autograph. And Erik looks up and he's like,
yeah, man.
what's up, Uncle Doug? And like gives a huge hug.
Oh,
and,
shit.
And signed his thing. And here's a whole line of people. And he goes, so what's up, y'all? How you guys doing, man? And he was like, hey, I want to introduce you to my friend Tommy.
Yeah.
He's a blues player. Lost his dad when he was 10. And like just recited everything to Erik. I was like, oh, man, nice to meet you, bro. He was
Yeah.
like, I'm sitting there like,
Like, yeah. Like,
what is happening right now,
Yeah.
And so anyways, I just was like, this is amazing. So he grabbed a CD and goes, you want a CD, man? He goes, don't tell anybody now. And he looked over, I kind of winked, and they're like just seeing all this go down.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. So signs my name, or signs his name, and goes, what's your name again, man? I'm so sorry. I go, Tommy. He goes, oh, my bad, bro. And signed it, closed it, gave it to me. He goes, all right, well, I got to keep doing my thing, man.
Right.
Great to meet you, bro. I'm like, you too. I'm like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And so anyways, I kind of walk away, and John and I kind of back away, and Doug goes and talks to his manager at the time. And I just sat there and talked to John. I was like, man, if this is the coolest thing that happens, great, God bless it.
Right.
And then Doug comes back over and says, you guys hungry? What are you guys doing for dinner? What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
And ever since then, this has been my buddy, my best friend, my mentor.
That is great, man.
And it is unbelievable. And then we're walking to go get some food, and Doug Wimbish from Living Color, the band All Black Rock band, Living Color.
Yeah.
He comes back over to, so we're walking, and all of a sudden Doug Wimbish comes and like runs into Doug, was like, what's that, motherfucker? It's like, hey, dude. He's like, dude, I just came out with a new amp or something. And Doug's like, I just came out with a new Tech 21 head, man. He was like, all right, let's go jam real quick. And he's like, cool, let's go. And like we have like a sea of people when they start getting up and playing, forms around this whole booth.
Organically
and
just happens.
Security comes like, y'all got to keep moving, man. And I'm sitting here, they're playing or whatever. And I'm like, here's Doug Pinnock. Here's Doug Wimbish.
Yeah.
I'm right next to side stage, just looking at him going, what is happening? And he keeps looking over going. And I'm just sitting there going, this is amazing. And then they get done playing. He goes, all right, motherfucker, we're going to mine now. And he grabs Doug Wimbish, and we go all the way to Tech 21. And by the way, DAM is a huge trade show.
Yeah, so it's in the convention center, right?
It's amazing.
In Anaheim, that convention center?
Oh, my God. It's 3 levels of it.
Yeah.
But every level is like,
yeah,
it's huge, man. And the amount of people are in it. So anyways, he grabs him, and we go all the way to Tech 21, and like this sea of people follow us. And he's like, man, you got to walk faster than that, because he's real tall with these long legs. He's like walking super fast. I mean, he's got these horse legs. He's going super fast. I'm jogging with him. He's like walking comfortably. And they go and jam at his booth, and it's just crazy. Oh, sorry. It's just crazy as hell, man.
Yeah.
And so finally after that, got to meet and hang with Doug Wimbish and et cetera. But we go to eat some food, and I tell him the whole story of everything as far as my whole past.
Yeah.
And seeing my dad and finding God, et cetera. He goes, well, we got to get you on a project, man. We got to get you out of Indy, man.
Yeah.
And just because I was like, yeah, and I showed him some stuff. He was like, oh, that's pretty cool. He's like, I want to hear you play live though. Like,
yeah.
I want to experience you, man. So he was like, all right, tomorrow, come to the Tech 21 booth. I'll give you like a little yellow pass. You can come in and play and sing. And I just want to hear you.
You're like, hell yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. He said, if you suck, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, let's go.
That's pressure, man.
And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm okay, And but at the same time, it was like motivating because I'm like, okay, all right, let's get it, let's get it, man. So show up the next day in the morning, and played and sang for him. Did a little rendition of something, either Voodoo Child or some kind of blues thing.
Yeah.
And he went, "We got to get your ass out of Indianapolis. We have got to get you out of here." And he's like, I've got a project coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
It's not approved yet, but it's for a Jimi Hendrix thing.
Yeah.
He's like, "Would you be down?" I'm like, "Would I be down?" Yeah, of course.
Why
Yeah.
ask?
Like, what the hell you mean I'll be
Yeah,
down?
No, yeah. And so he was like, "If you would want to be one of the guitar players on it, would love to have you."
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
bam. So we hung out the rest of NAMM. He met us up in Los Angeles. Because on the last day of NAMM, we wanted to go explore Los Angeles, which is about traffic like an hour and a half away. It sucks. When people are dramatic about the traffic in Los Angeles, it is a real damn thing.
Real
It's
deal.
horrible.
Yeah.
So I'm babbling again. Sorry. So met him at the Rainbow and got to hang, and he's like, "All right."
Met him at the Rainbow. I mean,
met him,
whatever.
I mean, it was amazing, and so we had dinner and got to hang out, man. And he's like, "Okay, well, I'll be giving you a call soon, and just I'll let you know if it gets approved or etc."
Yeah.
And
That is like I'm still kind of laughing about the Rainbow, man. I mean, because how many just amazing artists have played, you know what I mean, on that, just on the Strip, let alone at the Rainbow Room.
Right.
I mean, it was crazy as hell, and downtown Los Angeles is the nastiest fucking
Yeah.
place.
It
is
I
so
mean, it
gross.
is. It's crazy. But
It is so gross.
that whole, I mean,
It's legendary, but it's disgusting.
I've only been out there just to visit it. I mean, it's cool from a fan perspective. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, it's cool to go out and like, oh, wow, the Rainbow Room and the whiskey and, some of the places that, like a lot of really cool bands have played in the past. But it's not it's I mean, if you're a music fan, I'd say you should go check it out. And if you're an artist, if you're a musician, you should go check it out.
And that following February, March, he called me and said, "We got the green light from the Jimi Hendrix estate to do a Jimi Hendrix tribute record." And he's like, I want you to play guitar on it."
Wow.
We start in whatever,
Dude.
and bam,
Yeah.
and then and then that led on to so many different things and playing with so many different well-known famous people while I was in town recording.
Yeah.
And got to just experience
Yeah.
so many musical
Man, here's the thing though.
adventures.
Like back to, I mean, Tommy, listen, man, back to what Erik said a little bit earlier. I mean, when you kind of zoom out, like we've had a guest on our show in the past, Rusty Kennedy, man, and he's a huge, huge, huge part of our life and kind of a part of our spiritual life as well, man.
Yeah.
And he always tells us to zoom out, right? You know what I mean? And when I listen to you, and I'm a music fan in general, and I would never class myself as a musician. I just enjoy playing guitar. I enjoy playing to myself. And so, but when I hear your story, man, and when you when I just zoom out and I think about all the different things that's happened to you in your life, right? I mean, these are big things, especially as a young man, and as you've kind of grown and you've gotten married and you got kids and all these things, man. Like if you zoom out and you really think about like how amazing God is, like, but how amazing you are that you saw it, and you have said, man, I'm gonna do it, right? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna follow it. I'm just fuck it, man. I'm gonna do this.
Go for it, man.
It's cool because what we do here, what we try to do here, and what we when we started this, what we've tried to do, man, is to hear stories like this that give hope.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, man. And, when I hear your story, it's got so much of that in it.
Yeah.
Because like Erik said, man, you could have taken the loss of your dad and completely said, fuck the world, right? Like, I'm
totally.
And because we know, and it's okay. I mean, here's the thing. We know that's like that.
At first, I kind of did, really.
Well, yeah.
I didn't really say fuck the world.
No,
you were grieving.
I just was like,
you were sad.
Oh man,
of course.
I just didn't want to do anything with anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or anyone, or
Yeah, man. I mean, it
music was my thing. That was my muse.
It can take you in a direction, man, like really quick and fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think in terms of, what happened to you in that experience with seeing your dad and you and your mom was a huge influence on that, right, in your life. I mean, to me anyways, and what we've seen in many stories, it's just that it's hope, man. Like you've taken something and you've done something beautiful with it, dude. Because you are talented as hell, dude. Like you are super, super talented, like beyond belief talented. And these guys that you're talking about, I know some of these bands from my background and just working a little bit in the music industry on the back end of things, right? Sure. But having artists like this see that, like, it's
Yeah.
like,
Unbelievable.
it's
Well,
great.
and the commonality of the guys that we've had on here, at some point in time, they had to make a decision.
Yeah.
They had to make a decision on which direction they wanted to go. And it just so happens, which blows me away,
Yeah.
you made that decision at 11
That
years
is young.
old.
Fuck God, man. It's
I mean,
such a, yeah.
And to, you know, we hear stories of, you know, like Rusty, you know, he accepted, you know, Christ at 8 years old.
Right.
You know,
right.
And so
Wow.
you hear these stories of guys at such a young age.
Yeah.
But during that time, you know, after you made that decision, you still had hills and valleys that you had to work
Oh,
through.
absolutely,
A
yeah.
bunch of
Yeah.
them.
Like Zach, man, I'd love for him to talk to Zach, who's
Yeah,
on with
absolutely,
Rusty. He
absolutely.
lost his dad too, but what was crazy is Rusty and Zach. That's his uncle. Rusty is Zach's uncle, and it was his
Okay.
brother.
Sure.
Yeah.
And his dad took his life. And but when Rusty came back into his life again, Zach didn't really have any background, right? Like in being, I don't want to say
Faith,
tainted
yeah.
by religion, but he didn't have any background
Yeah.
to kind of pre-bounce it against, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And when he found it, he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I can absolutely wrap my mind into this and
Yeah.
feel the love and feel the
Yeah.
the just care and all that, right?
The Jesus side of it.
Oh, man, dude.
Not the religious side of it.
That's right, dude. Because
That's
he
all
just
right.
wants you he
a
just
good point.
loves you, man. And
Exactly.
I mean, that's it. And so, but it's super because he's a young. I mean, he's 20, I think 26, 27 years old or whatever.
I'll be
and-
27 tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
yeah, buddy. That's
It's your-
right.
it's your
That's
birthday
right.
first.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Good,
yeah,
good
yeah.
Good lead into that, because I do want to talk about your family now.
Yeah.
You know, and how those things that, you know, in the past, you know, your trip out to California, you're the passing of your dad, all that stuff
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
builds who you are
Goes into-
as
yeah,
a husband, as a
exactly.
dad, as a friend, all
Yeah.
that stuff. So where are you at today? What's life look like today?
Well, like I said, one on the way now.
Yeah.
Still trying to figure out how it keeps happening.
When do you guys do?
October.
October. That's
So
awesome.
I have a spring baby, I have a summer baby, I have a winter baby, and I'm gonna have a fall baby.
There you go.
I've got all 4 seasons covered. And I think
That's
I'm good.
man. That's
There
good.
you go.
Summer, spring.
Yeah. Or summer breeze.
yeah.
You need a
What is
leap
it?
year-
Winter,
leap year
spring,
baby.
summer, and
Well,
fall.
in my head, the best thing about that is that the birthdays and all that stuff, they all get spread out financially.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, not really. Not winter, because winter time is December 27th and Christmas is 2 days before.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
like,
Oh,
damn.
yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
My mom's birthday's on the 27th.
Yeah.
Is it really? Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, man.
But
your
I'm good
family's
now, though.
awesome,
Thank
dude.
you so much,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
No, so like, you know, growing from, you know, having Doug produce my record and like I said, Duff McKagan going out to all these parties and hanging with Duff and at Jerry Cantrell's 50th and doing all these
Yeah.
really
Cantrell's
amazing-
is a cool ass restaurant, though, man.
No, I'm
It-
talking about his house.
Yeah, I know, but that
Oh.
restaurant that they used to hang out at Guns hung out at on the Strip.
I didn't even
Oh,
know that.
Check out Cantrell's, dude. It's freaking awesome.
Really?
Yeah,
I've
it's
never-
a bakery. It's a diner. Yeah, dude, check it out.
What?
Yeah, man. Just
Jerry
look.
Cantrell?
Yeah, look it up. Look up Cantrell's.
That's
check it
crazy.
out.
I
Yeah,
didn't realize that.
so awesome. So awesome.
Wow, man.
Kind of the infamous picture of Guns when they're in that booth.
Sure.
Kind of, have you ever seen
Oh,
it?
and they're all like drunk. And
Yeah, it's
like,
back when when Appetite came out,
Sure,
man.
sure,
That's
sure,
where
sure.
they took it. Was in Cantrell's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Dang.
Dude, it's the greatest diner in the world. It's just like
Wow.
a coffee shop kind of place, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but he's the one that they would let him, like, they would let those guys come there because they had no money. I mean, these dudes were broke as shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so he would let them come there and pretty much hang out in that friggin' diner pretty much anytime they wanted to. And that booth was where they always hung out at.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I never
Cantrell's,
realized
man.
that.
Yeah.
Never realized
Look at that. I knew a little something. I feel good about this, right? The music world. Yeah.
That's right.
But, you know, like, meeting a lot of really famous people, whatever, and, like, kind of, we're all people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, like, where we're going. Like, you can't take money with you. Who cares about fame? Who cares about
Yep.
everything? This is so temporary. It's such a human thing to go get obsessed with, you know. And once you realize that and have kids and see rock stars who have kids
Yeah.
and see the way that their parents before, you know, I was 21 when I found out I was going to have my first son. And so the
That's
day I did this, I didn't tell this story yet. The day that I was supposed to leave, get on an airplane and leave to go back to Los Angeles to go work and play and do stuff, is when we found out we're having a son or having a kid. We never find out the gender or whatever because we like surprises.
Yeah, I love it.
Excuse me. And so we take this pregnancy test, and it's positive, and I got to leave in like 10 minutes to get on the plane.
Positive AF, man. Like
Only
it's
10 minutes to celebrate.
No, well, no, we're freaking out.
I love
We
it,
are
man.
freaking out, and she's screaming, not screaming, but she's like crying, going, "What are we gonna do?" And I go, "It's gonna be okay. It's okay.
That's right.
Like, I
It's
was
gonna be
calm.
fine.
It's gonna be okay. I love you. We're in this together."
Yep.
I get on the airplane. I'm like, "What the fuck am I gonna do?"
Just freaking
I get on the
out.
airplane, and I'm like, full blown anxiety.
Yeah.
Just
21,
like,
by the way. Hey, Eric, 21.
all,
21.
all alone, and I'm just holding God's hand, going, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" And here we are,
Yeah.
3 kids later with one on the way, and we've got to be able to mentor friends of ours that are just now having kids too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and helping
So
them
great.
out, and parenting, and we're very holistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And it does work, and it's great, and it's beautiful, and we just got to, mentor and help and calm other people's
Yeah.
nerves and things, and peers of mine who are dads, and going, "So what did you do when, et cetera?" And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Dude, you just gotta go with the flow, man. You cannot plan this shit." Because when people have a baby, like, okay, I'm gonna plan. Okay, on this
Oh,
day
yeah.
we're gonna have the crib, and it's like,
Mm-mm.
you make plans, and
Yeah.
God laughs. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like,
That's right.
no, seriously, and
You're spot on, man.
And then you eat a bunch of chicken nuggets and macaroni.
That's right, man. It's a
I
good,
have eaten that my whole life, and I'll never
whatever
stop.
whatever the
SpaghettiOs and
hey
shit.
whatever makes them happy, dude. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
if you feed them chicken nuggets and they smile, right on.
on.
You know?
Yeah, man. But I mean, it's just been an amazing experience, and then still having kids, and still going back out there, and still
Yeah.
networking, and knowing everybody who I had met previously, because I get to, when I go out to Los Angeles, Doug is like, "Come and stay with me, man. You're fine."
Yeah.
And-
Yeah. You're in a community, man. And
No, exactly,
you-
and he's all about that. And,
Yeah.
and he's okay. Here's what he said originally. He goes, "Okay," and this is before I had kids. He goes, "I'm gonna throw you to the wolves. Either you're gonna get eaten alive, or you're gonna run with the pack."
That's right.
And I go, "Let's go."
Amen, man. Savage AF.
Dude,
And
he that first time he put you in there and he said, "Hey."
That's it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
the way I correlate that is like getting a tryout for the big leagues.
totally.
Oh,
You
yeah.
had it. You got
Yeah.
your tryout.
Yeah.
and
And
it
and you
ding.
Yep.
And I'm going, "Oh my God, thank you so much, guys!" Like, just all the time, and sadness and everything I've ever gone through, losing my dad,
Yeah.
putting that into that leads to this, leads to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's just this beautiful domino effect of
Yeah.
of how life genuinely happens, and whether it's music or relationships or, just everything that you put your hands, mind, and feet to, as long as you got him,
Amen.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
It literally, he opens up doors that no man can shut or close. You
Amen.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's been the most amazing experience of my life. Because of music, I've gotten to do great things for my family, and that's what I do full time.
Yeah.
Is how I support my family is through my music.
Yeah.
Looking back at the kid when I was 8 years old, going, or whatever, going,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. Oh
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
what the fuck? I'm loving it and falling in love with it, and taking a really bad situation and turning it into something beautiful, and helping other people with that, through that, and whatever, music or song. Okay, I told this story on Darren's podcast too.
Okay.
The saving a life. Long story
Yeah.
short, I was playing a local, bar and grill, Joe's Grill here
Oh, the
in
infamous.
Fishers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
very
know
infamous.
yeah, everybody knows Joe's Grill.
And this guy, in the very beginning of our set, was looking just really lonely, sad, depressed, and just not doing good, man. And I could feel it. And for some reason, my energy was just drawn to him.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of the night, he was up having fun, and we're doing the guitar behind the head, and it's loud as hell, and there's
Yeah.
people packed, and he's talking with people, and doing whatever, man. And try not to cry when I say this, because every time it always gets me every single time. He said, "I was gonna go home and slam this bottle, and after I drank this, I was gonna go home, slam a bottle down, and kill myself."
Oh my God.
And he said, "You started playing," and I go, "Okay, I'll wait to the next song. I'll wait to the next song." He ended up staying the whole night, having a great time, meeting friends, and he walked up to me and was like, "You gave me one more day."
Amen, Tommy. Holy
And
smokes,
just because
dude.
of the music and the party and the fun and the celebration,
Yeah.
and going, "I love you guys," and just the love fest in the room. You
Man,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Saved one more. You know what I mean? And that is the power in music.
So, yeah.
Whether you're on stage in a stadium in front of 50 whatever thousand people, or in a bar
in front of
or a
100.
bar and grill,
Yeah.
in front of not even 100, probably 45.
Yeah.
You know. And,
wow.
And the value in that, you know what I mean? So I always say, never take any gig for granted. Because when I came home and had to, do local gigs and do things, me being kind of frustrated, going, damn it, I wish. But it's like, you know what? No, I look back now. I zoomed out and went, I saved another. You know what I mean?
Holy smokes.
That's like the minute you start talking about that, I start thinking about when you and I have our meetings, and
that's right.
3 guys show up instead of 20 that we're hoping for. It's like it doesn't matter.
It's the same value.
I'm looking at one sitting right over here, man.
Yeah, it just
it doesn't
amen.
matter.
We would not be here doing this today without him. We just wouldn't. I wouldn't have met you without knowing him.
Amen.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, fuck, man. That's just why
It's
we are
deep.
so passionate.
And looking at
Well,
Tommy
I love
even
it.
bringing the zoom out.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's why we have such a passion to do this, man.
Well, that's what's beautiful about being able to spend this much time, like sitting down, like just dissecting it.
Yeah.
Because you literally can just walk from age 8 all the way down to present day.
Yeah.
And you can see
Yeah.
where people or God, people through God, stepped into your life and directed you the right way. Now,
right.
Now you're doing it.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
beautiful,
right.
That's the hope in the whole thing.
Yeah.
And
I never thought I would ever be doing it. I always thought I'm going to be the hopeless kind of, you know what I mean? Like on days where I'm going, why? Just why? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Before all this, and now I look back and go, like, damn. Just damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he's 27.
That's crazy.
You got a lifetime of just spreading peace.
No, seriously, and that's my quote. I always say when I talk about it, I always say, love one another, brother.
Yeah,
love one
that's
another,
right,
brother.
man.
No matter what, whether they do believe in God, whether they don't,
right.
whatever.
That's right.
Flat out,
amen.
Just love one another, man.
That's right.
You can't fight love, bro. You just can't.
You can't.
You can wrestle with it. You can try to get out of it, dude, but
Especially
you cannot
Brandon's
fight it.
love.
Man,
Yeah.
I've been told I'm a free-loving hippie, and I'm fine with that shit, man.
I love
Call
it.
me that all day long, dude. I don't care. I'll take it, you know?
I'm all about it, man.
That is a fantastic story, though. Like, that is
Great
just
story.
your whole story, Tommy, is amazing, right, man? But that story of that instant, man, when that dude,
Mm-hmm.
it's just,
Well, it not only gave that dude hope, but it gives you hope too.
Yeah,
Because like
what
I
you're
can
doing.
I can actually
Yeah.
affect somebody by what I'm doing standing in front of a mic
Yeah.
and ripping a freaking
literally.
guitar.
Yeah.
You can, and the music will do that, man.
yeah.
It does that every time.
And what's crazy is I'm not a cover band. I play original music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. Absolutely, you do.
And so, from playing the Whiskey Go-Go or the Mint or the Viper Room or the Palladium here to Joe's Grill or whatever on the side.
And
of
you
it,
do a lot at the
outside.
VFW, man.
And
I
the
know.
V- oh my God, I
the
love
Legion.
those
You just
guys.
talked about that,
All
and
these
that's
guys.
huge.
I have a huge soft spot for veterans and people who've served this country and gone through
Amen.
that trauma because they have the best stories in the world,
Mm-hmm.
but also some of the saddest. But at the same time, like you said, you take a really shitty situation and you turn it into somebody else's life-changing moment,
That's
or
right.
you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
And I will never, ever since being frustrated at a local bar and grill, whatever, I'm going, I don't want to be here doing this shit. I'm at because it's like, you've been through some really cool stuff as far as you got to do really cool things. You're like, man, I really wish, but at the same time, like I said with you, I would take God's plan over my plan any day. So if I need to be at Joe's Grill saving somebody's life, I would do that over being in a stadium
That's right.
full. You know what I mean? Of people
Yeah,
that are
dude.
just going to sell out and you go home and do the next one, and it kind of becomes monotonous versus going, this one special moment that was for him. It ain't about me. I just get to be here in a vessel, part of it. It's so much more special than, or like Friday or whatever, and that was
Yeah.
great. That was special too, but I don't know. It's just like, yeah, it was a party. It was great. It was a great celebration. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like meat and potatoes of spiritual core moments where somebody says, you saved my life tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, yeah, you can't.
11 times out of 10, I'm gonna pick that one. You know what I mean?
You can't put a tag on that thing.
No, that's nothing
Mm-mm.
money could ever buy. You know, and like I said, like I'm not demeaning the other shows, which are
Yeah, I got
like,
you.
you know,
Yeah.
dreams and inspirations, because I still want to do that.
Yeah,
You know, but it woke my
It'll take
ass
you
up.
there.
It woke my ass up so
Yeah.
hard to where I'm going. Anywhere you play, everyone you meet, everyone you shake hands with and give hugs to, is a blessing.
yeah.
No matter what. No
Yeah,
matter
dude.
what. You know,
Well, man, we are so grateful to have you here, buddy.
it is such
I
a
mean,
blessing.
I can't even tell you. Clark, we're gonna book him for future shows for sure, man. Because
yeah.
I feel like we've only gotten to like the very like tip of this thing, right? Like there's so much more to this that.
Oh, he's welcome here anytime.
Yeah,
he just
man.
wants to go back there and shred.
Oh,
Well, I'm hopeful that after we wrap up here, we're gonna go next door to LDR Studios and let him rip
Yeah,
one up a little
right.
bit.
So, Tommy, let everybody know where they can find you, right? Because I know you
Well, I'm
have
right here.
some
No, I'm
releases.
just
Good one. Did you see that? Like, hey, where are you at, bro? Oh, right here, man. Yeah,
I'm right here with you
That's
guys.
Great, man.
I wouldn't be here anywhere else in the world.
Yeah,
with you guys,
man,
you
that's
know?
right. But out there in the world, anyways, where can they find you?
YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, Facebook, just under Tommy Baldwin or
All
Tommy
right.
Baldwin Music.
Yep.
TommyBaldwinmusic.com.
Yep.
I always say Tommy like the gun, Baldwin like the actor. Speaking of guns,
Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah,
Oh,
buddy,
oh,
yeah.
Too soon. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, but I was
That's great. We get that.
Sorry.
You gotta tell you, you're some old people here, man, right?
No,
Takes a second.
It's good.
no, man. But sorry, that was bad. Those were
No,
bad. Too
that's
soon.
good. That's all right.
Yeah. So, but I have a new song coming out tonight at midnight,
Oh,
called
kick ass.
Rain.
All right.
which has 0 guitar in it.
Okay.
What?
Zero guitar.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
None of it.
All right.
Changing it up a little bit.
All piano, all bass, all vocal production.
Oh,
And I
beautiful.
mixed it. I recorded it in my my home studio, but it's like, it's not like, hey man, check out my home studio. It's like a laptop with some like bullshit. It's like, no, this is a fully treated, measured, and whatever.
Right on.
So yeah, I have a song called Rain coming out tonight on my birthday. At midnight.
Yeah,
March
buddy, that's
27th.
awesome,
beautiful, man.
And,
And you're releasing one like once every week, is it?
Once a week.
Yeah, cool.
So
Right on.
every single Monday. It's kind of like a Netflix or HBO or
Yeah.
Disney
Yeah,
Plus series, because realistically, nobody goes and buys a whole record and
Yeah.
sits down and listens to it anymore. Everybody's
Yeah.
like, I like that one song. This is my workout song. I'm gonna go buy that one song.
Right.
That's
It's
right.
Like, damn it. So, but if you give somebody a breadcrumb trail,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
drop seasons all at once, because either you're gonna binge watch it or you go, that's kind of too much. I don't,
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm doing once a week up until either May 29th or June 5th.
Okay.
depending on-
Speaking of May,
Speaking of May,
Speaking of May,
May 13th.
May
Yeah.
13th, everybody, Rock and Ride for Hope. I
Yeah.
know a guy that's playing there.
I do too.
Huh?
Yep.
Who's that?
That would be you.
Him?
You.
Tommy's gonna be.
That's right. He's gonna be
killing
melting some faces, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's gonna be
fun.
fantastic.
Harley
I cannot
Davidson,
wait for that.
Indianapolis, May
Yeah.
13th.
No,
Harley
that'd be
Davidson,
blast.
Rock and Ride for Hope. They can find us on Facebook, so you can get out there and check us out and get
Yeah.
all the details. Anyways, it's going to be a full day, man.
It's
So
gonna be awesome.
we're ripping it. It's
Yep.
going to be good. A lot of motorcycles, a lot of rock and roll.
Yeah. Sadie
A lot of great
Johnson's
people.
playing, right?
Sadie Johnson's going to be playing. Tay
Yeah.
Bronson's going to be playing.
Yeah.
We got a full day, man.
Yeah.
Eventually, LDR Studios is going to be assisting in building a music festival. I hope.
Oh, yeah.
All
That's what
around
we're
it.
looking at doing.
That's right.
We got big dreams, bro.
It's good to have. No, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Like you said, fuck it, let's just do it.
go for it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean,
That's right.
with these guys are awesome. They can do some pretty amazing things. So,
Well, especially if he's on your side, you can do
amen.
anything.
That's what we. I mean, Eric.
Amen.
we laugh
Let's
about
end
it,
her
but
there.
we're like, you know what I mean, right? As long as he's
Enough
on our
said.
side, amen,
Enough
man.
said.
But Tommy, listen, thank you so much.
No, thank you so
We
much.
can't tell you that. I mean, having you on and just your story and everything that I think you're at in your life. I keep kind of chuckling about this at 27, but. I
Yeah.
mean, you're an old soul, bro. I mean, you
Thank you
got
so much,
like,
man.
you mean, super talented. You're a great dad. You're a great guy. You're a great
I'm
human,
trying,
man. So,
I'm trying.
but as we end our show, like we do always, if you're out there and you need help, man, you got a couple resources. You can text the word 494949 Refuge, right, to
That's right.
494949, or you can use the National Suicide line at 988. And for our veterans, you can call 1-800-273-8255 if you are struggling. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. But thank you again for coming
Thanks,
on,
Tom.
man.
Thanks,
LDR,
Tom.
thank
Thanks,
you
Blessing
guys.
to be
Really
here.
appreciate
Clark,
it,
thank you
Thank
so
you, guys.
much,
Love you
man.
guys.
We
Yeah, thank you, Clark.
greatly appreciate everything,
you.
man. So, Tommy, peace. We love
Hey,
you,
man.
buddy. We're gonna see you soon, man.
Yes.
All right, bro.
Love
Out.
you guys.
I am the way. I am the light. You know I am. Now I found a refuge, someone I can talk to. All hope has been restored. This is my refuge, something to hold on to. It is well within my soul.